Of course, the Rangers in their color-coded suits are the stars of the show of each series of the Power Rangers franchise. Still, it's not an exaggeration if we say that the most fearsome opponents that they face in battle are also the largest draw, especially when we talk about the cliche, a hero's only as good as his villain. Considering the many attacks over the years with equally catchy villains, these adversaries have persistently and repeatedly attacked and endangered the entire solar system, galaxy, or even the universe. One such was the intergalactic pirate queen of evil, Divatox, who became the fan favorite and filled the villainous boots of Rito Revolto and Lord Zed, whom the fans loved to hate. So, in this video, let us delve deeper into the character of the toxic diva, aka Divatox, and her reign of terror. Before we go into our explanation, we have a very small request. If you like our content, please support us by subscribing to our channel. This is a small click for you, but for us, it means a lot. Thank you. Let's begin.
Screw up. You're just lucky Aunt Divatox likes me. Whoa!
Childhood story of Divatox, aka D32897. Divatox, also known as D32897 or D, made her first appearance in the comic titled Power Rangers Unlimited, Heir to Darkness. She was one of the warrior children of the Dark Specter's empire and the most fierce and ruthless in her class, a staunch rival of Corone, aka K, in childhood, who later became the villainous Astronomer. D was under the tutelage of Darkonda and was known for her relentless cruelty. She is among the few children chosen by senior generals and molded into warriors, the only ones who can compete for the Empire's leadership from Dark Specter. When D is pitted against Corone for their last battle to win Specter's favor, whoever emerges victorious will be the heir to the Empire of Darkness and the ruler of the world. There is a lot of bloodshed, punches flying in the air, blades dripping with blood, and one big carnage as Corone embraces all her childhood traumas and becomes uncontrollable. With a damaged eye, Divatox is left for dead. Nevertheless, in the later pages of the comic, we see a character donning a mask that closely resembles D in a new ensemble to hide the scars given to her by her adoptive sister. Although the character of D has remained absent from comic pages, she eventually goes on to become the Pirate Queen, Divatox, whom the fans see later in a live-action titled Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. The Intergalactic Pirate Queen of Evil. Divatox made her first appearance in 1997 with Turbo, a Power Rangers movie, and then in the TV series, and instantly amassed a fan following. The character of Divatox, portrayed by Hilary Shepard in the movie, broke the stereotypical mold with an ensemble that was too raunchy and a little too out there. She donned a fascinating attire with a tight corset, eye mask, and thigh-high boots. Divatox brought a flair to villainy and a stark contrast to the likes of the cloaked Rita or metallic Zed. The Intergalactic Pirate Queen, known for her love of explosions and leading her fearsome foot soldiers of Piranhatrons, was the adoptive daughter of a sea witch named Mama D, who raised Divatox to live a life of rogue and villainy, a biological twin of Demetria, aunt to Elgar, and sister to General Havoc. Divatox had a space pirate for an adoptive father. Phew, her family tree is as complex as her personality. No doubt she grew up a vain and hysterical pirate queen. Her quest for greed and power led her across the galaxy, causing havoc and terror with her merry band of mutants and monsters from her subcraft base, a giant fish-shaped submarine with the ability to unleash energy blasts from her eyes, a lizard-like tongue, and a sharp, extendable claw for slicing through obstacles. Divatox aptly justified her title of Dark Queen, as she targeted Earth during the Turbo years. Divatox's goals were clear: to defeat the Power Rangers and plunder the planet's resources, all in the name of power and greed. A year after the evil robotic clan of Machine Empire toppled, Divatox departed from her usual piracy endeavors and launched an ambitious attack on the planet Liaria and captured the wizard named Larigot. Using Larigot's powers, she sought to unlock the gateway to the ancient, lost island of Maranthius. And no, our toxic diva did not plan to stop at that. She was cheeky enough to resurrect the ancient Malachian demonic god Malagor and marry him to harness his power and loot the universe's treasures. Before Divatox catches hold of Larigot to set her grand scheme in motion, sensing danger, the wizard flees to Earth. Undeterred, Divatox pursues him in her submarine named Subcraft. Later, she kidnaps former Power Rangers Jason and Kimberly to offer them to Malagor as sacrifices. She then manipulates the Rangers and trades Jason and Kimberly as leverage in exchange for Larigot. Despite the Rangers agreeing to her demands, she eventually betrays them. Now with Larigot's magic, She navigates her submarine through the Nemesis Triangle to Maranthius. When she discovered the Turbo Rangers were pursuing her, she called upon Rito Revolto for advice, only to be mockingly advised to flee, which of course filled her with rage. Upon reaching Maranthius, the ceremony to awaken Malagor was thwarted by the Turbo Rangers, which left Divatox seething with frustration and frenzy. The Turbo Rangers then rescued Larigot and his family, who freed Jason and Kimberly from their dark spell. The Rangers then destroyed Malagor, using their Turbo Megazord, and foiled Divatox's glorious plans. Enraged by her defeat, the barbaric Divatox swore vengeance against the Rangers and was engulfed by a new obsession with defeating the Rangers by any means she deemed necessary.
Piranatrons, I will call you as I need you!
Divatox's reign of chaos and Power Rangers Turbo. Not one to waste her time and maul over a defeat, Divatox didn't waste any time and set her sight on Earth. She gathered her forces on a distant planet and planned her revenge against the Turbo Ranger for slaying Malagor. She journeys to Earth and lands her trusty submarine subcraft in Angel Grove, the city of Rangers. She soon discovers the Rangers' true identities and tries to disrupt their graduation ceremony, but to no avail. Not one to give up so easily, she unleashed bombs to wreak havoc on the Rangers' home while using monsters to distract the Rangers. Yet, all her efforts were foiled as the bombs were neutralized or their damage was reversed. And once again, Divatox's resolve to destroy the Rangers was unsuccessful. However, another opportunity to exact her revenge on Rangers fell in her lap when Blue Centurion came with a message for Demetria, Divatox's alleged sister, and surprisingly, Zordon's successor. Divatox, the ever-cunning schemer, posed as Demetria and intercepted the message. She uncovers a startling future where she allies with Rito Repulsa, Lord Zed, and the Machine Empire, which leads to them ruling the universe and the ultimate defeat of the Power Rangers. However, the notion of the spoils belonging to the victor didn't sit quite well with Divatox. The prophecy also hinted at a future team of heroes destined to challenge their reign. Divatox vowed to derail this future prophecy at any cost, definitely not one to sit back as her past actions make it apparent. Divatox sought the help of her adoptive mother, Mama D, and her brother, General Havoc. With the assistance of General Havoc, she managed to steal the Turbo Megazord and the Phantom Ranger's Power Ruby, which gave her the power to control the Megazord. She pitted it against the Rangers' Rescue Megazord, but once again, it ended in failure. With steadfast determination, she unleashed the gigantic monster, Goldgoyle, who succeeded in destroying the Megazord, but eventually died. Things took a nasty and bloody turn when Divatox's lackeys, Elgar and Rygog, located the power chamber. Upon learning that, Divatox sends her army of Piranatrons, who take the Rangers by surprise. Though the Rangers defended valiantly against the onslaught of Piranatrons, it overwhelmed their defenses. Elgar managed to plant the detonators inside the power chamber, and before Rangers could interpret the move, Divatox detonated the bombs. It destroyed the power chambers and resulted in significant Piranatron casualties. When the dust settled, Divatox instructed a thorough search of the wreckage to ensure the Rangers' defeat. However, her victory sweep was interrupted when she was summoned to join the United Alliance of Evil on the Sumerian planet, called by the Monarch of Evil, the Dark Spectre himself. Realizing the gravity of the summon at the mere mention of Dark Spectre's name, Divatox and her forces abruptly departed Earth, leaving her conquest unfinished. Divatox's surprising salvation in the aftermath of Zordon's sacrifice. On the Sumerian planet, Divatox joined the United Alliance of Evil meeting at the behest of Dark Spectre, who had his vision set on conquering the entire universe. Divatox was in the conference's talk for her role in eliminating the Turbo Rangers earlier, which is what led to her rivalry with Rito Repulsa over who would chase down the Space Rangers. They were turned down by the Dark Spectre, who in turn chose Astronema for the mission. Amidst this, Divatox gloats about annihilating the Power Rangers, but the Red Ranger is found lurking and eavesdropping, hiding, and manages to flee. Divatox's next mission was to keep Zordon, the Ranger Guardian, hidden across various planets while Dark Spectre completely drained him of his energy. She takes him to the planet Hercuron, but is forced to flee when the Phantom Ranger spots her. Trouble followed when Stormblaster, a sentient vehicle Divatox nabbed in her final battle against the Turbo Rangers, broke free. She contacts Astronema in a bid to recapture it, to see if she has seen it, but in the end, she loses both the Stormblaster and the Lightning Cruiser to the Rangers. Soon, Dark Spectre commences his universe conquest, and Divatox is sent to conquer Gratha, a planet safeguarded by the Aquidian Rangers. She manages to overpower and defeat them. However, she is unpleasantly surprised and enraged when Astronema is announced as the new Queen of Evil after Dark Spectre's fall. When the Red Ranger breaks Zordon's energy tube, it unleashes a wave that purifies and wipes out the universe of its evil forces. Although Divatox attempts to escape escape the wave, only to be engulfed and ultimately purified of her evil instincts. When the energy wave hits her, Divatox, the hysterical queen she was known as, frolics around, exclaiming, "I'm beautiful." Divatox and other notable villains like Rito Repulso and Lord Zed are purified and transformed into humans. Divatox was brought back into the limelight when Austin St. John and Walter Jones took the audiences on a nostalgic journey in the episode titled The Lost Episode. The episode was a mix of archive footage of Rangers and villains spanning from the Mighty Morphin era to the Lost Galaxy days. In addition, Divatox appeared in a Power Rangers historical overview, prepared by Tommy Oliver right after he establishes the Dino Rangers. Mistress of the Ether, Divatox's array of supernatural abilities. True to her own words, "I'm the embodiment of evil." Divatox was a highly egotistical and megalomaniac pirate queen. Known for her short temper, Divatox was an epitome of brutality, arrogance, and manipulation. Although addressed as a hysterical queen, Divatox was no less ruthless than other villains. In the Power Rangers universe, a ruler who could not accept defeat, she treated her underlings with utmost disrespect and contempt. With a volatile temperament and a love for exaggeration and dramatic flair, she was highly erratic and unpredictable, which made her all the more menacing. On a relentless pursuit of power and riches, no wealth could satiate her greed. Despite her grand self-image, she is noted for her lack of strategic planning and is considered less competent in villainy compared to others like Rito Repulso, Lord Zed, or Dark Spectre. However, she did not lack in the powers and abilities department. She boasts the capacity for teleportation at her own will and can emit powerful energy beams from her eyes. A unique trait is her lizard-like tongue, which can capture prey and transform beings. Divatox also has surprising superhuman strength and the ability to mimic voices effortlessly, although certainly not in the same league as the daunting Rito Repulso and Lord Zed in terms of villainy. Divatox's complex and deceptive character definitely makes her a complicated antagonist within the world of Power Rangers. Marvelous verdict. Commanding a fish-shaped submarine filled with the runt of the universe varying from monsters to aliens, the barbaric pirate queen, Divatox, has carved a place for herself among the villains sprawling in the Rangers universe. An outright unlikable and fierce personality with a dash of vanity and self-loathe, she sets herself apart with the potential to stand among the frontrunner villains. Her lack of strategic foresight and planning pushed her to obscurity and made her a particularly ineffective villain. However, despite her shortcomings, her wild and frantic personality makes her a memorable adversary. Although totally different from the usual villains who plot and plan, Divatox is a threat not to be underestimated. And if you liked our content, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe to us if you haven't already. Have a good one and be safe. Thanks, everyone.